Millions of American workers build their entire retirement on one company. Walter Higgins was one of them. He just didn't know it yet. First, consider this. Walter was 58, 22 years at the same plant, same parking spot, same gate, same handshake every morning with the same guard. Now look at this. 18 years earlier, in a folding chair in a benefits office, Walter checked a box on a form. The company match would come as company stock. He signed it without reading the second page. Why would he? The stock had only ever gone up. By the fall of 2001, that account held $580,000. Almost all of it in one name, his company's name. Now add this. In the break room one Tuesday, Walter found Sterling Reams clearing out his old locker. Sterling had retired 3 years before. Quietly, early, mostly forgotten. "You still got it all in the company stock?" Sterling asked. Walter nodded. Proud, even. Sterling didn't argue. He pulled a napkin from his pocket, drew a square house, and gave it one single leg to stand on. "A house needs more than one leg holding it up," he said. "Yours has one." He folded the napkin, set it on the bench, and walked out. Walter left it there. But here is what nobody in this story knew yet. That same stock, the one carrying Walter's entire future, was 11 weeks from falling from over $90 a share to under $1. And in the exact weeks it fell fastest, Walter's account would be frozen, locked, untouchable, not because of anything he did, because the company was switching administrators and chose that window to do it. By late October, the stock was sliding every day. Walter called the benefits line. "I'd like to move my account." "I'm sorry, sir. Your account is locked for the transfer period." "For how long?" 3 weeks. He set the office phone down slowly, like it might still ring back with a different answer. For 3 weeks, Walter watched a number on a borrowed computer go down every morning. 580,000, 310,000, 90,000, 41,000. He could not sell it. He could not move it. He could only watch. The day the lock finally lifted, Walter sat down on the concrete steps outside the plant gate. The same gate he'd walked through for 22 years. And he did not get up for a long time. He thought about his daughter's wedding, paid in full, 3 years out, and the job that funded it that might not exist by then. He thought about being the man at the gate everyone called almost retired Walter, like it was something he'd earned. The shift changed around him. Nobody bothered him. Everyone already knew. Eventually he stood. Not because anything had gotten better, because the concrete had gotten less comfortable than walking home. The old voice came that night, loud and clear. It said, 22 years for this. You should have listened to Sterling years ago. It's too late now. It was always going to end this way for people like you." Walter sat with that voice a long time at his kitchen table. Then he found a pen and wrote one word on a scrap of paper. Monday. He didn't know yet what Monday meant. He just knew there had to be one. Monday, Walter found Sterling in the parking lot, loading boxes into his truck. "That house," Walter said. "One leg. How do you build the other 3? Sterling set the box down. "You sure?" he said. "People say they want this, then go right back to what's easy." "I'm sure." Sterling nodded once, like he'd been waiting years for the question. He wrote 3 words under the drawing. "Spread it out." "Not complicated," he said, "just unfamiliar." The plant closed Walter's unit 18 months later. He officially retired at 60 with $41,000 where $580,000 used to be. The first week after, it was hard. Day 1. He applied for a security guard job. And the manager, half his age, looked at his resume twice, like it had to be a mistake. Day 3, his brother-in-law told him at dinner that starting over at your age is a young man's idea, and laughed like it was funny. Day 5, Walter sat in his truck outside the second interview, with the keys still in his hand, ready to drive home. Day 6, he went in anyway. Day 9, he got the job. $11 an hour less than before. He took it. The first paycheck wasn't much, but a small piece of it went into a new account. 3 different funds. Nobody's name on it but his. Walter retired again, for real, 8 years later. The number was smaller than the one he used to have. He knew that, but it stood on 3 legs, not one. The old napkin from Sterling lived folded in his wallet, soft at the creases now, the words barely readable. He never needed to read it again. He just liked knowing it was there. The old enrollment form, the one with the box checked for company stock, he kept too, taped inside a drawer where he'd see it every morning, not as shame, as a reminder of what one signature, unread, can cost. Here is what the evidence shows. Plainly, without exception, a retirement built on one company is not loyalty. It is exposure, dressed up as loyalty. What happened to Walter happened to thousands of real American workers in the fall of 2001, and it is still happening, quietly, to anyone whose future depends entirely on the place that signs their paycheck. A house needs more than one leg. If this is the kind of truth you are looking for, subscribe, comment below,